In this short video, I'm going to show you how I access a website and move some pictures that I recently prepared up to that website so that I can access them with HTML. In the step following this, we'll build some HTML that will actually access those pictures, so they have to be on the web first. In order to do this, I've downloaded and installed an FTP program that's called File Transfer Protocol. It's called FileZilla. So I'm going to start that right now. This is a free program that you can download and install. You probably will not have to install anything on the web in this course because it would be a little bit ambitious for me to assign accounts so that you could get into a web server. We do have one here at DePaul. I'm going to access that right now. I've already set this program up to be able to do this. Here I have already established the host name and my account name, and I've already put a password in here. So having done this, I can just hit connect, and it's as if I had logged on to this Unix system, and I now see the directory of it. The way FileZilla works, on this side, I have the directory on my PC. So you see the local disk here, C, and here are all the folders in it on the left side. Here is the website that I've just accessed. This is a server maintained by DePaul, and students can get accounts on it, faculty have accounts on it. If I were going to a different site, another one where I also maintain the website information, I would have logged on differently. But it would be a very similar process. It's just that I would be going to a different place somewhere else on the web. It doesn't really matter where physically these places are. There are a couple of folders here, but public HTML is the folder that all of the HTML files go into, all of the images go into. Now it's good practice actually to have a folder out here associated with a website named images. When I first set this up, I didn't do that, and you see I have an awful lot of loose files here, some of which are pictures. Well, that's fine. It's just that it's a little bit messier that way. So I'm going to establish a directory here, and the new directory, I'm going to call it My Images. So that's just a folder, and I've established it here. Now on the left side, I'm going to go find those pictures that I created. Here's a folder I had established, and here you see what we had worked with in the earlier video. The original pictures that I had obtained were there. These are the smaller ones, the ones that I had resized. The way that FileZilla works, I'm going to be in the folder that I wanted to put things in here. It's My Images, and I could just grab these things one at a time and bring them over. It's very graphic. I'm grabbing it with my left mouse button. I could bring these pictures over one at a time. You see down here at the bottom the commands as they execute. This program is actually writing Unix commands so that it's talking to the server as I would otherwise have to do at the command line. There's another way to do this though. I could just mark a whole group of these things if I wanted to by marking one, holding the Shift key down, and then marking the whole range. Now if I move these over here, you'll see many commands execute, and they execute very quickly because these are very small files to transfer. These pictures are not only on my PC, but they exist now on this Unix system, and they're ready for me to access as files that can be accessed by my HTML. What would the name of those files be? Let me show you. I'm going to use PowerPoint just as a little bit of an easel here to type this out for you. Of course, you would do this to access one of those pictures. The website it's at is this, but my little piece of that is named this. And you can see it's going to be a little bit messy here. That's not the end of it. That's everything that I have out there. I'm going to have to continue this just a bit so that you can actually see what I'm doing here. After that slash, would come not public HTML, because that's automatically be the place where the software looks, but I have to put the path, my images is the folder I've put this into, and now I have to have the name of one of those files that I want to go to. So let's take a look at the shark, since that's the first one, shark.jpg, and it's the same name over here. So shark.jpg. All in one line, that's where the picture is on the web. Now, if I take this and I copy this, let me open up a browser. If I put that on the URL line, I have here the address, depaul.edu, this tilde, Janossy, my images, and shark. If I have done that correctly, when I hit this, I should see the image of the shark come up. A JPEG would just be presented by Internet Explorer exactly that way. And here we have my little picture of the shark come up. That's not coming from my PC. That's been transmitted to me by way of my request through the Internet to this server to give me back what I've named here. And this is the path for finding it. We're going to be using a few of these pictures in each of our pages, and you'll be entering this kind of an address to get those pictures. I've already put them out there so you can access them from my website. In fact, you can do that with anybody's website. When they put pictures up there for display on the web, anybody else can actually get them and display them too. That's how the images wind up in the Google image search. They have what's known as a web crawler, which is software that goes on out to the Internet and just looks all around at everybody's site and finds all the pictures and indexes them and makes them accessible. Google doesn't actually copy those. When you get an image from the web, it's coming exactly this way, even if you find it with the Google index. They're going out to that website at the time that you want it, and that's where it's coming from. Once again, back to FileZilla. After a period of time, and it was a short while here that I was away from this, it's automatically disconnected me from the server. It would be silly to maintain the overhead of that connection when I wasn't using it. And it's also a possible security problem to do that. So having been disconnected, I would just not run that program. That program doesn't have to be active for me to do this. In fact, let's try one other picture here. I think I had a jellyfish also. I can certainly still get the pictures even though FileZilla isn't active. It's only the means by which I get things up to the server. In the next video, we'll take a look at forming a little bit of HTML to actually use these images.